What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another factions recap. This week my team will be facing off against Fox, Devils, Wild, and I'll be playing against the Bearded Tit in the Sorcerous Cup. We've both brought very similar teams with the same core 4 consisting of Skuntank, Azumarill, Frostlass, and Double. The other two slightly different though. I've brought Noctowl and Alolan Raichu because they seemed amazing versus what he's brought in the past. Especially Noctowl. He was bringing like a Munchlax, Hypno, Beedrill core every single time, and Noctowl's pretty good versus that. And Alolan Raichu really only had Munchlax as an answer on all of his teams, so that's why it seemed quite solid. And it seemed I made the right call, since he actually left Munchlax on the bench, replaced it with Skuntank this time, and that made my Raichu so much stronger against his team. He has brought Beedrill though, as an additional pick, and Hypno too. And against Beedrill in particular, Alolan Raichu doesn't do amazing, but it's still very, very fine, as you can do a lot of damage there. So overall, I'm feeling quite good about this matchup. My Alolan Raichu is going to put a lot of work in, which is why I'm putting it in the lead this first game, as at the very least, it will be able to take shields from whatever. Then in the back, I'm putting Frostlass as a sweeper and Azumarill for some bulk. In this first game, I lead into a Beedrill. This is definitely not an ideal lead. It's an X-Scissor will one-shot me, and I get to the first one before I get to any moves, but I get to the second one at the same pacing as them. And I win the CMP, so Alolan Raichu actually wins the one shield here because of that. It's gonna double up, throw my first Thunder Punch, and then I gotta throw my next one right away. As long as I shield this, yeah, I do shield this, so I throw my next one right away on the CMP, win the CMP. This will take out the Beedrill if they let it go, and they do have now one switch advantage, which is kind of nice, but also not amazing, since, well, they can just do this, bring in Frostlass, farm me all the way down, and now I'm kind of in trouble. They have a Frostlass with a lot of energy. I was considering switching out there as well, keeping my Alolan Raichu alive, but switching into Azumarill there didn't seem like the best play, since if they have a Skuntank in the back or something, I'm kind of screwed. And if I bring my own Frostlass, I'm energy down. Anyway, they're bringing a double there, instant switch Frostlass, because I can take these double kicks. And if they pay back here, I should be able to get to 2 Avalanche. And I do shield up correctly here, get to my first Avalanche. It's exactly 5 double kicks for each payback, so I need 4 more now. And I'm just going to try to CMP tie on this next one here. Yep, CMP tie, throw the Avalanche, either take them out or take a shielder. Either one is fine with me. I do shield up, that's okay. It's going to take me out with the payback. Now I gotta farm this down with Azumarill, and I really need to be able to farm this down before they get to the Body Slam. 1, 2, they die with the Body Slam right there. That's ideal. Now I might be outside of Shadow Ball range. It might actually be close. Shadow Ball might still take me out. I'm definitely gonna reach it, as they're still have like 20% health. No way I can bubble down. Get to the Ice Beam, but we lose the CMP tie. Will this Shadow Ball knock me out? It does not. We survive, get to the Ice Beam, and this will definitely knock out the Frostlass, and it is game number 1 in the books. GG's. In game number 1, he showed he was comfortable running the Beedrill, and I also didn't run a lineup that was super strong against Beedrill. So this time I'm gonna bring my Noctowl, expecting them to bring the Beedrill again, and I'm gonna use Noctowl to hard wall that. Game 1, he led the Beedrill. In this game, I'm really expecting that. So bringing Noctowl in the back with Azumarill in the lead to hopefully lure out the Beedrill with the Azumarill, so I can lock it in by my Noctowl and farm it down. That's the plan. If they do happen to lead Beedrill, I have a plan B though, and it is Frostlass as a pivot, which just does very well into his team, especially with an energy lead. They do end up leading Beedrill, so plan B it is. You switch into Frostlass here. This is actually not an amazing matchup for Frostlass. So if they bait you, they will pace you to the second move. Luckily, you do get to the first move before they get to a Duran, so I can take an early shield here. If I throw immediately, which I did, took a shield. Now, I'm expecting him to straight Duran. I'm gonna shield this up, ends up being a bait. That's awful, since now they got to the Duran right here on my Avalanche, which I have to shield, otherwise I go down. I couldn't throw my Avalanche there as well, because, I mean, I would have lost CMP, so I might as well just over farm, throw right before the X is here, also make sure they can't catch, because a catch on the Azumarill or something will be quite devastating. So made sure they couldn't catch, take out the Beedrill here. What comes in next? Skuntank. Not ideal, but fine. I think I'm 6 away from the next Avalanche, and they need 7 for a crunch, so we're actually going to CMP tie here. Yes, we're going to CMP tie here. So this is looking pretty good. Take out the Skuntank, and now what's in the back? It's their Frostlass. I instant switch it to Azumarill expecting this, but this is not ideal. Frostlass with a shield advantage will be able to take out my Azumarill. Then an Avalanche might kill my Noctowl, and my Frostlass is really, my own Frostlass is really too low HP to do anything. So this is not looking amazing, but maybe with the combination of Azumarill and Noctowl, I'll be able to take them out. I should have probably thrown my player off immediately here, but I didn't. I wouldn't die to the Shadow Ball just yet. I can just barely take it, and now I throw it. That was a bit risky. Honestly, you should have just thrown it immediately, but I was looking for that good timing to throw that move, and, well, honestly, it almost cost me, so that wasn't worth it, but at least I still got it off, and now I think I should be able to tank this Avalanche. I do, and we just wing attack down the Frostlass with Noctowl. GG's. In Game 3, I run the same lineup as Game 1 as I feel quite comfortable with it and lead my Alolan Raichu into this double. This is a pretty even matchup. They can one-shot me with a payback, but Body Slams really don't do that much. And a Wild Charge basically one-shots them back. I'm going to shield this because it's exactly payback and I'm expecting them to throw it immediately. But they don't, just a Body Slam. So I shield a bait, but they're actually going to Body Slam immediately afterwards. Indicating that they're probably just gonna let double go down here and try to save shield advantage for maybe like a Frostlass in the back. Would make a lot of sense. I'm just gonna straight Wild Charge into whatever comes in next. Honestly, a mistake. I think Thunder Punch would have been the way to go there. Since the Frostlass comes in, they're obviously gonna shield. But this is fine. Still a bit, it's not optimal, but it's still fine. I can just bring in my Azumarill here, not wanting to get farmed down. I think my Alolan Raichu at that health might have some use later still, even if it's just a sacrifice. They're going to Shadow Ball my Azumarill right before dipping into their own. And at this point, this is not looking amazing. They actually overfarmed that Shadow Ball by 1. So even if I get my own Frostlass aligned to their Frostlass later, I'll be down in energy. Meaning I will lose that most likely. Unless I can like call bait, which is unlikely. So my current play here is 1, keep Azumarill alive. So I can potentially like get a player off against their opposing Frostlass still. 2, get my own Frostlass on this Azumarill so I can get farm up energy. To do that, I actually catch a move on Alolan Raichu here, and at this point I make a huge mistake. I knew their timer was gonna come up, so I needed to switch in my Pokemon immediately. But I wanted to go Frostlass. Like I said, I wanted to bring in Frostlass so I can start getting an energy lead versus their own. Since I can take one play rough from this Azumarill here and be fine. Just overload on energy, take one play rough, and then kill their Frostlass. But I end up being much too quickly on the trigger and I accidentally push Azu, which is quite bad. Luckily though, they stay in with their own Azumarill. They let me get a play rough. They even throw their energy, which is huge. Now, I will be able to win this match if I can properly bait or call a bait with my own Frostlass. They bring in their own, I go for an Avalanche bait here. I know I need to save every little bit of energy I can since we're already up 1. They shield it up, which is huge. I'm just going to shield it up. My Frostlass is pretty high attack, so I think if they throw an Avalanche here, I might still get to the Shadow Ball before them, since my Frost is high attack. I'll probably win CMP. But that's not even necessary. Shield up a Shadow Ball. I'll just get to the Shadow Ball of my own now. We farm down the Azumarill, and that is a win right there. Clean sweep in this week. GG's to the Bearded Tit. In the end, my team ended up winning the bout 14-7, so really good week for us. GG's to Fox Devils Wild, and I look forward to battling them again next cycle. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next one. Good luck with your battle trainers.